Hello everyone. It's been a while, but I'm back and we'll probably be posting more videos, whether it be PvP or PvP guides. Just let me know in the comments for what you want. I'm definitely going to be on Arcane Odyssey a lot more. So, this is mainly a guide for fighting dragons like ancient and above. Like you really don't need much preparation for like anything lower than that. But so for starters, let's go over my main Dark Sea build. So I use Omen Armor for the max amount of defense because you really want to prioritize survival rather than DPS. Like, what's the point of doing 5,000 damage to the dragon record time if you're just gonna die as soon as he breathes on you? And do you realize this guide is main meant as a helping tool to help you kill ancient dragons or dragonlords or mythical? Because like in all my dragon parties, I've noticed a lot of people are still dying or not playing how it should be to like survive and like go for long runs, you know? So Omen Armor is probably the best option as it gives you the most defense, but it still depends on your skill level and how you play to survive. This is just to help you get a better chance of living. So even though it only has like 44 power, with the build I use, I'm still able to get around like 1,000 damage every attack. So the way I play though is a little different since I am a warrior and I have like more options, but it kind of depends on what magic you are, and I'll go over that, or like what build you are. So for me, I put virtuous on everything because you really need warding for your armor. Without warding in the Dark Sea, obviously you're gonna die. But I mean, if you're rich enough, you can just use warding pots, and that will be fine. But I'm poor, so I just use virtuous. And you can replace it for like armored or powerful if you want a little bit more damage, but I do suggest having at least 4,000 HP. And now your second priority is going to be your vanity. Now most people don't realize that vanity is actually more important than it seems for dragon hunting, because vanity directly correlates with how much beast defense you have. And the more beast defense you have, the less damage physical attacks are going to do to you. So like the metal on your vanity scales with how much beast defense you have. So if you have like a metal chest plate, it's gonna give you the max amount, but if you have leather, it's not. You can also use like an ardent wooden shield for extra beast defense if you don't want to go like full titanium merchant or something. And then yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Now for the moves, since I'm a warrior, my main damage comes from the white dragon's tooth with Dragon's Fury, Raging Will, and Roar of Glory. So Dragon's Fury does like insane damage. I can do like 1,000 damage even though I only have 44 power. And then with Raging Will and Roar of Glory, they both have around similar damage buffs. So I can cycle through those. So like Roar of Glory gives me damage boost for like 30 seconds, and then I use Raging Will once that goes out, and I just go through those back and forth. And then my plunders are also a second option for DPS and the M1s and rapid shot, but they're not as good because the range isn't as far, but you still get a decent amount. And also with Dragon's Fury, dude, like the range goes so far. Like I can hit the dragon with zero range from like across the arena and still have the damage proc. And then also I use the Dragon's Great Shield. The Dragon's Great Shield gives zero point 0.4 blocking power, which is actually more than what you need. Like if you want the most amount of blocking power without like blocking power gems, you need at least 0.35. So at one point I was able to block like 100% of the damage, but they patched that and now the most you can block is only 90% of every attack, which is, believe me, stats still very good. Like, I'm fighting mythical dragons, and their blasts still do like 200 damage per blast. But since I have over like 5k HP, I can still tank every one of those like 200 damage blasts. Now, on the other hand, if I didn't have a shield, I'd be taking like 2,000 damage every blast, and no amount of defense can save you from that. The requirement to use the blocking power for shield is you need 2 times of your weapon stat in the level of the shield. So like the shield's level 100, so you need at least 200 weapons. So if you're like a warlord or conjurer with 200 weapons, you can also use it. That's my main damage. For you guys playing Oracle and Mage, Oracle I've never played as, so I can't tell you a whole lot about it, but I do know you guys have like your regen for like an extra bit of healing, and you also just have incredible amounts of range for some reason, so you can just safely snipe the dragon from like a ledge while he's attacking someone else, you know? And then for mages, the main spells you're going to want to use is Barrier, Cannon, Barrage, and if you're broke, you can just use the 20 times Blast. So Barrage does like incredible DPS, and the dragon has a huge hitbox, and a lot of the time when they do like their Surge or Ray, they're in the single spot for a long time. Like, I know they fly a lot and it's hard to hit them, and like people have gotten so mad at it, but like that's how a dragon is. They're supposed to fly. You just got to be patient and wait for them to land, and then that's when you attack. And then so the reason cannon is good is because it does more damage than the blast, and it also goes through like objects, so that also counts for the dragon. So instead of breaking like a blast, it'll go through the dragon and take damage multiple times. And then for barrier is mainly just your form of protection from blasts. You can also just dodge it, but it's a safer option to use the barrier to block the projectiles, and then it will stop the blast, and then you won't die. But you might want to step back a little bit so the explosion still doesn't hit you. And then lastly, for berserkers, my friends, your only hope is literally just using cannon fist with like a little bit of range maybe, so you can hit farther. But berserker, yeah, you guys, you don't have much. You have cannon fist, and that's kind of it. And yeah, that's about it. Also, just letting you guys know, I'm trying to get my guild to 100 reputation, 100 million reputation, in order to get the grilled crown for low-key just drip. But if you want to join the cause, I'll share you guides and tips as well, maybe some rewards if you gain a lot of rep, but we'll see. My Discord is Perpleon, and just DM me if you want an invite. Thank you.